Hello there. Today we're looking at the evolution of the 3 3/4 inch Imperial Stormtrooper. We all start here back in 1977, one of the original 12. This guy's been in my collection since pretty much the beginning. And a fantastic figure for its day. Kenner did a great job on it. And as typical with the vintage figures, has articulation in the shoulders and the hips for the legs, and that's pretty much it. This is one of the handful that did not have any kind of head articulation, but still fantastic for its day. And that's what you got from Kenner until the end of the line. Then when Hasbro took over in 1995, and what I call the He-Man era, you get this guy. Now I don't think I'm knocking it for, knocking the figure and all. For its day, it's pretty good. Again, no articulation in the legs. Kind of weird, it's a little pre-posed, but it's a product of its era. It's not a big deal. For its day, it's pretty good. It did improve. It has a swivel waist, but you can also turn the head. And it was a decent enough figure, and this is what you got for about 5 years until the Comptex era came out in 2000, and you get the Comptex Stormtrooper. This was a vast improvement on accuracy and a fantastic figure for its day. One thing you can tell with the Comptex is there was a little blast mark on the shoulder, which was temperature activated. You can see it there. But again, improved articulation. You have knee articulation, nothing in the ankles. And you have a typical hip articulation there, just swivel, but also had swivel elbows. And you have these hinged, like kind of ball jointed shoulders. And the kind of more of a ball joint on the head. Again, it was a great figure for its day. And like I said, improved accuracy. They actually re-released it in a Troop Builder pack in the Powder of the Jedi line. And the improvement here is it took away that blaster mark thing. So, but again, excellent figure for its day. I've got a bunch of these on my I still display them on my indoor shelf just because I have so many, and they're good enough that I don't feel the need to replace them yet. And a couple years later, there was another improvement here. It was a redesign of the figure, and this is the original Trilogy collection, and they had a vintage. It came out of the vintage line. It was a few figures that came out on vintage cards. And again, you have the ball head and the same articulation in the shoulders, but you also had a ball joint type of elbow, swivel wrists, and it's still a swivel hip, not a big deal, but you also have ball jointed knees and ball jointed ankles. So definitely a much improved over its Comptex counterpart. One problem with these, and you can kind of see it on this one as well, is that the plastic on the torso starts to yellow. These mine are starting to yellow a bit. Not as bad as some, but it's still an issue. Which brings us to the vintage collection line. And you get this one. This is the vintage collection Rogue One Stormtrooper. Fantastic figure all around. I mean, just even more improved look on the helmet. The detail on this thing is absolutely incredible. And again, you have ball joint head, they've improved the shoulder joint there, so you don't see that big line in the shoulder bell as you normally saw in the vintage collection and in the Comptex. You have a ball joint and a swivel on the leg. Improved ball joint on the knee and the ankles, and even a ball jointed wrist. You can pose these in any way you want. My only complaint about this figure, and its accuracy is great for Rogue One, because Rogue One did not have a holster like that, so it's great for that if you're doing any kind of modern, like Disney era version of this Stormtrooper. So for the Solo movie Mandalorian, they're based off of this look. Unfortunately, like with the upcoming Tantive 4 hallway, if you're trying to recreate the scene from the original Star Wars, when they burst in and start taking out the rebels, not the most accurate figure for that, because you don't have the holster. Luckily, we do have these figures here. This one here does have it, and it's basically the same figure, with the exception of it's not just an Imperial Stormtrooper, it's Han Solo. But put this helmet on, you can't tell that. So I have a few extras of these that I'll use as a regular Stormtrooper, and again, it just fits the classic line so much better. There's also the Luke, but unfortunately his belt is a little different. You don't get the thermal detonator on the back, so it's not like you can just army build a bunch with these unless you're just showing them from the front. But still, a fantastic figure as far as the look. Articulation is pretty good with these. The one thing is the shoulders they have that hinge on them that the Rogue One does not. And that's also on the Han as well, but it's much less noticeable than it is on the Comptex. But again, a great looking figure. And again, these don't seem to have the yellowing issue as these guys do. And this video just wouldn't be complete if you notice that Hasbro has gone full circle and re-released in the retro line the Stormtrooper. This one's the Mandalorian remnant version, so he's a little kind of dirtied up, just like in the first episode of the Mandalorian. But I don't have a lot of the retro figures themselves, but I wanted to get the Mandalorian line. It looked really good. But that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.